Hello to you all and welcome to another 5 more PS4 Couch Co-op videos from your boy Couch Co-op Game. How are you all coping? I hope. I'm doing okay. We've got some pretty cool games coming up. The first one isn't a joke. Well, it's a little bit of a joke. It's to do with Heritage and Rockstar. The Warriors broke ground with the engine that it used. It was the same engine that they beefed up for Grand Theft Auto 3. If you've ever played that game, back when it came out, you know how much of an impact it had.
We're going in there with nothing. We're going in there like everyone else. 9 guys, no weapon.
It's available on the PlayStation Network for $11, so about £7. And this is back when they made games with intros that had like film intros on. It's awesome.
You got the stuff. I want you to hit every...
It obviously looks ridiculous now with these low resolution afros, etc. But it's a game that was very important, and I think if you've never played it or want to look back into Rockstar's history, this is one to pay attention to, because it does have a pretty awesome dual 2-player mode that works with a intelligent split screen, etc. You've just got to get past these graphics, so it's a pure port. So even the button configuration has been moved over, so you've got that cool loading the memory card screens, and everything works on the black touchpad in regards to start, select, etc. There are no improvements for this being put on to the current gen systems. But that doesn't matter because it is a classic. Premise-wise, it's a full-blown AAA game, just as it was when it came out. It's got some quick-time stuff, it's got some locked-on combat moves, you're the gang warriors trying to get to the center to meet up with Cyrus. It's very loyal to the film and the subject matter, and it isn't actually a bad film either, so this is really fun. And don't go out and buy it, just be aware that it's there, and if you're very interested in this stuff, then look at it, because it's great that I've got it on my library and it's just so fun to muck around with someone on. Some of the quick time events involve mugging people and releasing someone from the handcuffs using the shoulder buttons, etc. And you're permanently annoying the police, swearing like a trooper, and dropping all these faux pas that aren't really acceptable anymore. The game's awesome.
Everybody okay? I think so.
What the fuck were the destroyers doing here?
Popping in from East Coney again.
They're getting their heads split.
Hey, maybe we better check out our hangout.
Let's roll.
Okay, that's that nostalgia over and done with. Let's look at something that's pretty new. I say new, 2018, but it is something I got very... Now, I know I say this all the time, but these next 4 games, I really struggle to put into a hierarchy. I know I like to put the good ones at the end, but they're all equally awesome from now on in, especially this one. This is a side-scrolling, as you can see, tiered platform sort of beat 'em up, but it's got a heavy emphasis on roguelike structures. So just like on Dead Cells, where you unlock more stuff at the beginning to help you out, you've got exactly the same premise here, with the points that you spend to unlock more stuff. You can see I've got these chests that I get really cool loot from before I go out on a run, and we are looking at procedurally generated runs also. Simple stuff on the combat with a square and triangle, quick and hard attack, specials on the R buttons that build up with a blue bar under the health. But there's something so snappy about it. There's something really cool with the way that you take hits and deliver damage. I love the way the numbers come up. It flows good. It does look a bit primitive, bit mobile gamey, but underneath the surface, there's a real deep roguelike action RPG here that's waiting to be discovered. So you don't get to choose a class, you get a default class when you wake up every time. It reminds me of Rogue Legacy a little bit in that respect. But as you saw in the preparation screen, you can swap in and out the free weapons that get dropped. And there's an awesome, look at this bring back scene with the little angel that comes down and it's timed. That's cute. So here we see the left to right sacrifice screen, and I've got 18 of these things that got dropped. I think that's the same symbol as the Zerg. And start moving on, you can see that I've unlocked these cells. There's cell keys, and that was the individuals that came out, like the trader and the weapons guy and the upgrade guy. Everybody knows this setup, but it's really cool to see it solidified this well in a side-scrolling, nice little indie ARPG. This is retailing at around $13 to $10 and not available physical, but I love it to bits. And remember, right, this is 4-player as well, and it looks pretty geared up for 4-player. I experienced no performance issues with it. Everything flows really well. The boss fights are pretty damn innovative. One of them involving a vehicle chasing you, you know, and you've got to go up and down and jump and get out of its way and then take it on at the end. Lost Castle is a very good game, not to be ignored. Yeah, straight into another ARPG, and another fantastic one as well. You might know the Fat Princess franchise from the PlayStation 3. There's a game on the PlayStation 3 that made it quite big, and it's not available here. This is like an in-canon ARPG version of that universe, where you're running around as a little dude. You do have a strict class system on this one. So there's range, there's a mallet guy, there's wizards, all that stuff, the warrior. And look how cool the drop-in is. Bang. Next person straight in. There's an idle system where if you're not up for playing all the time, it just kicks you out and you can come back in whenever. This is a very simple story-driven campaign, okay? It's not a roguelike. You get quests, you talk to villagers, you open up shops, there's all that lovely stuff with building up a character, developing the landscape quite literally with opening up new villages, going to dark woods and doing quests, bringing back the rewards, and dealing with some very interesting enemy types as well, and a hell of a lot of gore. Loving the gore.
Oh, goody gumdrops.
Loot's dropped sporadically and can be picked up and applied on the fly, and you also get loot for all 4 classes, and you can then switch the class at any save point. That's a brilliant idea, because you know a hard section might be coming up. It might be good for both of you to be on range. It also has special moves, something called Juice, I think, where you can actually go mad and have a rage-induced mode on the triggers. That's really cool. And if you eat too much cake, you become large and like a baby, bigger attacks but slower. That's all a bit weird. I'm not too sure if that's supposed to be a punishment. And you've also got the traditional build moves on a lot of the weapons, like the bow and arrow. You can build and get a nice 3-shot out. This is a very satisfying game. The most expensive on the list at $19, £15, The Fat Princess.
Rest! Hurry! Touché!
That music is so good. This is such a good game. So Seymour, Mashed, Micro Machines, The Golden Years. We've got it here in an 8-bit, crazy looking 8-bit game that's got a, okay, it gives you 2 choices on the controls. Now, if you're like me, I use what's called clock face controls, which means that it doesn't matter what way you're facing, it's always the same on the stick. Do you know what I mean? But then there's the traditional millennial mode, which we had to switch certain individuals over, but once that started happening, it's amazing. The NOS system, oh my god. Retro Pixel Racers is $13. Not available physical as far as I know, but this has got so much fun in it. It really has. And we have a 4-player mode, and it's all obviously autonomous split screen. And I was thinking, are they going to do this on the same screen? Hell no. Also got a really funny damage mechanic. Look on the right screen, your car breaks down, you have to twiddle the stick and then just like pop, it's back. So it's almost like a forfeit as opposed to you being out the race. It's got a crazy little campaign as well, where I'm stuck on a mission where I have to like damage loads of people going around the tracks. There's obviously an incentive to be quite aggressive. Now this is when everybody got everything worked out. We knew how this game worked, and this I'm not going to speak of it because this was brilliant. It was so tense. I'm on the left, Kez is on the right. I think I get schooled a bit here. Yes, I finally arrive at Goat Simulator. My own fault for not realising that they offered a split screen mode on the console, probably on the PC as well. Massive missed opportunity there for me. Game came out 5 years ago, for fuck's sakes. But it's damn good, and it's really great to finally enjoy it on my PlayStation 4 and to enjoy it with somebody that knows how crazy this game is supposed to be. There is no real... Oh my god, check out the slow-mo. Look at this. Yeah, that was a car hop, man burning, and I think there was a paraglide for it. It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop for a minute. The map is so detailed. Everything's there for you. It's quite frankly overwhelming when you first actually step into the game. And I think that's what scared me off, is the fact that it looked like it lacked a lot of structure. It's $11 at the moment, so it's not extortionate, and I think it is available physical. It did so well, right? Double 11 had such a good time with this game, I think, both in the development of it and in watching it just rise to the top of the charts everywhere, because it makes people laugh. Streamers love it. They got hold of it very quickly. Those ragdoll physics are epic, and some of the laughs that you can get just from mucking around in game are stunning, and it does perform very well also. After about sort of 45 minutes of killing, smashing and headbutting everything, you kind of crave a bit of structure, and there is some here. There are these gold, like obelisk cup things that will have challenges in them. And also you'll notice that there's a score on the top left of both of our screens. Now, I miss Tony Hawk's on the PlayStation 2 so badly. The split screen horse face mode where you could do challenges turn by turn, and also the split screen where you could be in the arenas and hit each other. I get a whiff of that stuff with this. Having those challenges, I think, has saved it for me, because I can now compete with the person next to me on a voluntary basis and also have like a score attack. So it's cool. It also offers mini games in-game. Never knew that. There's a Worms game in it and a weird like square puzzle game. And this theme park is stunning. Frame rate wise, it does have problems. Texture wise, it's got loads of issues, but that is by the by because they've given you such a free rein with this engine. It really is incredible what you can get up to in this game. So the challenges come in quite a few forms. A lot of them are normally races around the map and going through like hoops and stuff, and we struggled with even finding the hoops in the first place. We also struggled with the actual main game challenges that are in the top right. This one's called Airtime Easy. I was in the air for about 20 minutes earlier and the timer wasn't going up. Weird stuff like that happens. But when you get a good challenge and you have a good race, the game gives you loads. It's awesome and it's funny, man, and it's cheap, and it's obviously one for the lock-in. Anyway, boys and girls, I love you all. Yeah.